everyone, Chocolo here, but not for a video review. This time it's a tier list. Yes, a premiere at that. So I should be in the chat with you now. So hello to you and hello to myself. Hope you're enjoying it. And yeah, so hope you've enjoyed the calming music before the video begins as well. YouTube puts that on. So yes, unless you watch the adverts, of course, feel free to do that. But yeah, so this week actually, thanks so much to Sham. Yeah, this one's actually a tier list on pick and mix. Yeah, so now. Caveat before I start, really, I've not done every pick and mix there is. I've just done key ones, really. So ones that I've sort of typically have, and sort of ones that I maybe typically don't have as much, so obviously to balance it out. So well, there's hundreds of different varieties, stuff like this. There's some of them that's a fizzy variants of ones that I've picked here as well. But I've kind of gone with the generic ones. So for instance, cola bottles. I know there's fizzy cola bottles, but I've just put cola bottles in there because almost all of them have fizzy variants basically, and I thought it'd just be going too far, to have to include all those. So I might mention them as such, and maybe include them in the discussion or the actual tiering or ranking or whatever, as it comes. So if I do, I'll mention it or whatever. But generally, it'd just be too much otherwise. There's quite a lot as it is that I've picked, and I'm sure it's only perhaps a tenth of what's available out there. So yeah, so but some of them sort of encompass more than one. So there is so we'll just see how it goes as we go into it, really. But yeah, the gist of it is the fizzy ones I'll either sort of mention at the time or just I don't know, cover in one way or another. So it's just a little caveat there. I'm sure I'll cover it as I say when we come, like when we do the cola bottles. But if the sort of ones that are more prevalent, like the cola bottles themselves are kind of quite distinct and signature almost, I think you'd say, so without being fizzy. So it would kind of like be reviewing, we're not reviewing, we're tiering or including almost like a lesser one, really, including the fizzy one. Even though it is like it is one actually I think I myself probably prefer actually, but you know what I mean. So I just got to draw a line somewhere, and I think the actual cola bottle inclusion itself is one that encompasses that pick and mix, if that makes sense, even though there is a fizzy one available. It just yeah, so hopefully that makes sense anyway. Yes, thanks so much to Sham, as I say, for suggesting this one. It's a good suggestion actually, and yeah, so I'll say hopefully Sham, I've got your favourites in here. Apologies if I haven't, but yeah, as I say, I couldn't pick them all, so there we go. Yeah, so what's all this about then? Now you've probably noticed, well, basically, Tier Maker is a website. It allows you to, you can basically choose someone's tier list that people have already made, or you can create your own. I've created my own here. You can make as many columns, rows as you want, and you can rename the different ranks on the left. So you see S, A, B, C, and D. Not to be immediately saying, what on earth's S about? And well, basically, I noticed I have first well, it's a default actually on the site, so you can change them and this, that, and the other. But to remain consistent, I've kept them roughly the same through a few of the tier lists I've done. Some of them have been slightly different because it was contextually required it to be slightly different, so I made my own up for those. But yeah, but basically, S is generally, I think it's generally my association with this is from computer games where basically you'll be ranked at the end of like a match or something, A, B, C, or D. Or S is like the super one where you've done really well. It's like a sort of not a hidden rank, but one you perhaps weren't expecting. You think you got A would be the best, but then you get S and stuff like that. So it's actually from Japanese school marking systems actually. So that's why it's probably associated a lot with computer games, because obviously Nintendo, Sega, and other companies are all Japanese. So that's where it comes from, really. So they've incorporated that into the game. So yeah, so I thought it was just computer games, but it's actually from marking in Japanese schools. So yeah, I don't know particularly what level, high school, college, I'm not sure, but maybe both. I think it's probably high school, I think. But again, I don't know the ages and stuff like that, so I don't know what the equivalents are. But anyway, get the gist. So that's why S is at the top. So we could have gone A, B, C, D, and F for fail or something like that, but I've just kept it the same. It's what's on Tier Maker by default. You can carry it across to different sort of like Tier Maker examples and stuff like that. So it's just easier to keep it the same when possible, basically. Right, so you'll see, so what I'll be doing as well is basically grabbing one of the pick and mixes and dragging it into the appropriate tier. So I'll be discussing it, saying, I think this one's a B or an A or a C or an S or whatever, and dropping it in there like that. So there we go. So that's basically how it will work. Quite simple, quite straightforward, and if you haven't got the gist of it, you will do shortly, I'm sure. Yeah, I have to do a little explanation at the start, because there might be people who've not seen it before, so I do it every time we do one of these. So apologies if you've heard it before, but yeah, there we go. That's what I do. Okay, so let's start off then. So need a bit of a baseline, as I always say with these, and I think probably the cola bottles will be a good baseline actually. So we'll put these to the top. Yeah, so I don't have to put that to the top. I've just done it for ease. But yeah, I think they're the ones that I would say probably the norm, the typical pick and mix sweet, I think you'd say. Yeah, so I'm going to put those to start with. So to be honest with you, normally the baseline usually is a B really. I don't know whether cola bottles really. I mean, I prefer the fizzy ones. Like I was saying before, these aren't the fizzy ones. I could encompass the fizzy ones with these as well, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think, unless it's really one that they are sort of very synonymous. But I think I'm just going to go for the pure flavour, because most of these do have fizzy equivalents, so a lot of the chewy ones do, and I think it's going a bit far, and they do taste different. And I do actually prefer the fizzy equivalents where they got that sort of fizzy sugary coating on them. Some of them have that by default. Some of the sour ones, for instance, generally do, because that's where the sour comes from. I think these blue and these bubblegum type cola bottles always do. I'm not sure what they. Yeah, let's see. I did got the names of them. Sure, I could just blue bottles, I think they were called. Yeah. So, but anyway, well, there's obviously pink in there as well, but they're kind of like bubblegummy sorts of flavour, I guess, or at least they look like it. But anyway, cola bottles. Yeah, so they do come in fizzy varieties. I do prefer the fizziness. I prefer that extra taste, that extra sort of. It's not sour though. I prefer sour myself. When sort of the fizzy, that sort of sugar coating is done. Yeah, generally, I don't mind these, but I'm not a massive fan of them. They're just sort of generally cola flavoured chewy gummies basically, and they're okay. I don't think really they're a solid baseline. I mean, I think the thing is with these ones, as in when I say that the middle of the road, I mean there are sort of perhaps middle of the road ones here, but I think when it comes to pick and mixes, I think the baseline is probably a bit lower down than you'd expect really, because I think not many of them are horrible basically. Because they all by their very nature are quite sweet, quite nice, quite moreish, quite tasty. So I think basically, long story short is, I think these ones are a C. I don't think they're a B, I think they're a C. I just don't think they're that powerful. They're okay, they're all right, but they're just a bit too flavourless for me, and they're a bit too boring. I think if they were the fizzy ones, I think they'd probably be a B. And as I say, it is establishing a baseline as such. Obviously, you might expect that to be a B, but I think in this case, as I say, I think the baseline has to be a bit lower, really. I think, as I say, just I just feel like it does, because I feel like we need to have a bit more of a variety on the ones above it rather than below, really. And I think the cola bottles are just a bit too bland, they're a bit too bland. Yeah, so I think we'll have to, let's see. I don't think we'll do these ones next, because I feel like they're a bit more nuanced, and bonbons as well. I think we'll jump straight to something a bit, let's see. Yeah, it's basically what I want to establish is we want to make sure we know what we're talking about before we get to anything a bit too polarizing. Is the gist of it. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do these toothbrushes and gums. Now I don't know if these are really weird. I don't know what's going on. These teeth and toothbrushes things. Very strange combination of sweets. Don't quite understand these. I never quite understood them, but they do exist. Basically, a bit like a sort of foamy. They're like sort of like a bit of a weird consistency. These ones, they're kind of like that sort of foamy consistency, aren't they? Really, I'm not a massive fan of these ones, but they're okay. They're not my top pick. You know what I mean. They're not my top pick. They're all right. They're just a bit sort of they're okayish for me. Nonetheless, I do prefer them over cola bottles. I think so. I think for me they're probably I don't want to say they're an A or an S. They're definitely not that high. So I think they're probably sort of more. Well, they're not going to be a C. I think they're a bit high because I prefer that texture. I like that sort of chew to them. They haven't really got much of a flavour, these ones, but they're okay. I think they're a B. So we've kind of got a bit of a sort of baseline here as well with these as well. So I think these two helping actually. We've got the sort of the gummy baseline and perhaps a little chewy sort of foamy style baseline here. So I think so I think we've got a good range there. It's not too bad. Yeah, those you have pick and mix, by the way. I always recommend never put the big ones at the bottom, by the way, because there's lots of air that just can't be filled by stuff. You want to fill with the small stuff first, so the Smarties, jelly beans, basically those things. With maybe dolly mixtures, put them at the bottom so they fill everything with no gaps. If you start filling with, I don't know, things like the laces or whatever, or the straws or anything like that, the strawberries, anything big that's just in the bananas and shrimps and things, you're just gonna have loads of gaps. So top pro tip definitely. This is like the best pro tip there is, I think. If you get pick and mix, always fill from the bottom with the small stuff first. I mean, you can argue that the small stuff will fall down, water fall down between all the gaps and stuff, but you won't have any gaps at all if you. That's if you did them last. You go for all the big gaps and stuff, but you know there might not be. There might still be too big to fit through some gaps or whatever. You know, just because the entrance is just blocked, but there's still a massive gap behind it. You know, so if you've got like your pencils or your laces or whatever, or other things just with loads of gaps in them, yeah, definitely pro tip. That's the way to do it. You always do it that way. You just get. I mean, I know they do it by weight anyway. So, but some places they'll do it by cup. So mainly in the cinemas and stuff, they'll do it by weight, so that it doesn't work quite so much there. As such, you're not getting more value for your money. But if you go to like supermarkets that have these pick and mix stands in, they do it by cups. You can buy a cup. So make sure, as I say, fill from the bottom every time, and then squish down as well. So yeah, so there you go. Pro tip for sure. Yeah, all right. What are they called? Those things. There we go. Belts. That's it. That's the one I was trying to think of. Some of these are called belts. There's like laces, belts, and I haven't got any laces on here actually. There's one. Yeah, maybe I should have thrown that in. Yeah, maybe I should have thrown laces in actually. I thought I did put them in, but obviously didn't. Yeah. All right. Well, there's loads I've not put in, so we'll just have to sort of go with it really. Yeah, there are laces as well, so you know. I'm gonna think of loads that I've not included. So yeah, so unfortunately laces is one of them. Maybe we'll mention those in a bit and just see. But yeah, I was thinking I could start, you know. But yeah, anyway, there'll be loads I haven't put in. I've just got to yeah, go with it. Okay, so this one got to right. These the white chocolate, sort of pink and white chocolate mice. I think there's sort of, yeah, I guess it's a raspberry strawberry flavored white chocolate, I guess. These white chocolate mice generally, but you can get these pink ones as well. I do like these a lot actually. They're very interesting, very nice. You know, it's quite cheap chocolate, I think you'd say. Actually work quite well and they're quite nice actually. I do like them a lot. Yeah, I think these are really good. I don't know, there's something about them as well because lots of pick and mixes is all sort of jelly sweets and things like that. You know, it's all very much of a type. But then when you suddenly have like a chocolate one, it just really stands out. You know, it's really different and it is a bit of a palate cleanser, I think you'd say. And it sometimes gets coated with the sugar and stuff like that, or the sour sugar or the fizziness from the other sweets as well that you've got in there. So just a bit, you know, a bit interesting. Not sure it goes that well with those, but it just makes it a bit interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So as I say, mostly they are all. Yeah, there are a couple of chocolate ones, but they're generally sort of gummy sweets or foamy sweets or something. So it is really nice to have this little variation in there. And I do like them as well. They're really nice. I mean, it's probably cheap chocolate and things, but for some reason they taste nice. I like them. Yeah, so I think for me, I think they're probably, yeah, you're an S. Well, I think an S might be too high, but I do like them. They are ones I would always like to have in the selection. You know what I mean? I think. Yeah, you know what? I think, yeah, probably adjust, but I'm going to put them in S. Yeah, I'm going to put them in. I like having them in there. As I say, they really are like a sort of palate cleanser between the other sweets and things like that. And they're just nice to have in. I don't think you can have too many of them. I think you just need a few. You know, just have one or two between them. I think if you have too many, they're just a bit too much. But they just do work really well as sort of acting as a bit of a transition to go between the different types of sweets in there. So yeah, really do like those. Yeah, I do like them a lot. Right, so dolly mixtures next. Yeah, so these ones generally sort of are found. Yeah, they are found sort of. You know, in sort of what they call now, licorice all sorts of things like that, aren't they? Generally, but you can buy little packs of these. They're very strange sweets actually. They have a weird taste. You know, when you're in licorice all sorts, these are the sort of ones I do like, the non-licorice ones. But they do have the sort of cube ones have a very odd taste. Maybe the spherical ones as well, the cylindrical ones, if I can say it. The jelly ones I do quite like, and those sort of sugar square ones as well. I think it's that one there. On the left here, those two there actually. I do like those ones, they're very different. So yeah, these ones are okay for me. I'm not a massive fan of them. I do like to have them though, they're a bit different, they add a bit of variety, but they're a bit too odd sometimes. I quite like the jelly ones, I quite like, I say, those cubes of sugar. The regular ones though, which are the proper dolly mixtures, I think, are just a bit too sort of, I don't know, they're okay, just a bit weird. I don't mind them, they're just a bit weird, you know what I mean? So I think, yeah, I think I'm probably going to put them as a B. Those ones. They're nice. They're just a bit odd. You know what I mean? Just a bit odd. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but I do like them. But yeah, so just something just a bit odd, basically. Yeah, yeah. It's just the textures, I think, of the regular ones. I say not the jelly ones. The jelly ones themselves actually they are have a bit of a funny texture. Not quite the same as any other jelly sweet out there, you know. But the cubes are very unique and interesting as well. So it's all quite a unique set of sweets. But they're just, as I say, the main dolly mixtures themselves. They just have a bit of a funny taste. There's multicolored, you know, dual coloured or duo coloured sweets. A bit of an odd one, like these little cubes and stuff. Yeah, and the cylinder ones there. Brown ones particularly taste a bit odd. Yeah, they do. They all have a different taste. I'm quite sure of that. Well, at least they thought they did. I've always thought they did. Yeah. So anyway, odd ones. But yeah, so got these dummies now. What they actually just called dummies or something? They call it, oh, yeah. So these ones here. So interesting one. These ones. I think now these ones are definitely ones again like the cola bottles, but these ones can be done in. I'm sure they can be done in sour varieties as well, and that's definitely up my street. The sour ones for me straight on an S. You know, anything sour almost I do like. You know, I think these ones though. Yeah, without them. I think they're a bit better than the cola bottles. I think just because there's more flavors and stuff like that in them, but they're not that great. You know what I mean? They're not that great. Yeah, don't think they're a B for me. I think they're still a C. They're a bit better than the cola bottles, but you know, with these two things, you know, yeah, I need the sort of fizzy cola bottles and the sour dummies. The sour ones, I say, straight to the top. The fizzy cola bottles, I think are probably a B, maybe an A. Yeah, maybe an A. But yeah, so but these are the ones I say just without the because as I say you could add fizzy and sour stuff to a lot of these. So yeah, there we go. And it does happen quite a lot. But so we're talking about the actual flavors really, which I think is the important part really. Because if everything's just fizzy or sour, you're kind of missing the point of the main thing. Yeah. So they're still a bit boring for me. Those they're still a bit cheap, but the flavour's a bit nicer than the cola bottles, but they're still not much different. So there we go. Yeah, so a bit of a C for those ones. I've got these UFOs, flying saucers. I think they're called flying saucers, but I guess you could call them UFOs. They're sort of like a sherbet covered in this weird, soft, thin sugar shell. Basically, it's not like a sugar shell's in an M&M. It's really soft. It's like paper, and I don't like the consistency of these at all. It's almost like coconut. It actually almost made me sort of cringe a bit when I was thinking about it. Coconut, I'm not as bad with now. Actually, I must say, but these consistency, I just don't like it at all. It makes me cringe a bit. Don't know what it is, just eating them. And it's not that bad when you actually do eat them. They're not that bad, but it's just something about it. I just don't like the texture at all. And as I say, it has a real, yeah, it physically affects me just thinking about them. Just don't like it at all. Yeah, so these ones for me, I'm not a fan. I mean, they don't taste that bad. It's just I say that consistency of that almost paper like case. I'm just not a fan of it. Yeah, I really don't like it. Don't know what it is. It's just the texture and the consistency of it. It's just not for me at all. I really don't like them. As I say, I mean, when I do have them, it's not that bad. But just thinking about them, I don't know. It's just something. It's a bit of a weird one, that isn't it? I don't know if many people have that really. But for me, I say coconut was a bit like that. It's like eating shredded paper, and I didn't like it. And also having had it recently, I've grown on it. So these ones might be. If I force myself to eat these, maybe I think differently. But just thinking about them, I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, so it's a bit of a funny one. That one. Let me know if you have anything like that. Yeah, so it's a funny one. I'd say they're not that, but I think it's just I don't know, some the way they are. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but so for me, these are a D. I'm not a fan of them. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them at all. As they don't taste that bad. It's not the flavours of them. It's just the consistency. It's just that sort of outer casing. I just don't like it. Yeah, I really don't. It doesn't agree with me at all. It makes me yeah. I said just thinking about it was making me, I don't know, make me sort of wanted to cringe almost. You know what I mean? Yeah, it physically makes me, have a physical reaction to it. So not a good one. Yeah, so I got these ones. I think they're called. I'm not sure they're called now. Just they're called hearts. I think they're just called hearts or something like that. Basically, now these are sort of a bit of a foam back with a chewy front essentially. I remember one of my friends didn't like these. I remember she saying that I think she just nibbled off she ate the front and left off the foam. I never called it foam before, but that's what she was calling it, and that's why I've been calling them foam from now on. I think that's must be where I've got it from. But yeah, I like the foam part. That's the bit I do like. I like that differentiation. I like that. Yeah, I like these ones. They're I just like the contrasting textures works for me. I say that foam. If they're all foam, I think or whatever you'd call it, I'm going to call it foam. It could be called something else. If they're all that, I'd actually quite like that more than I would if it was all the jelly. It's not to say I don't like some of the the gummy ones. I guess say jelly. I don't know. It's a bit more jelly one. This one, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I'm not a massive fan of it just on its own. I need it with something else, and that's why this one improves on the cola bottles and the dummy ones, by having that back for me, and it just makes them slightly nicer, really. Yeah, I do like them. I do like them. I think they're. I don't think the ones that you could really, fizzle. Put sort of like a fizzy sugar on or whatever, or sour. You could do, I guess, but I don't. They don't feel like they're that kind because of the foam. I just don't know if it'd work with it. Feels like you'd have a bad reaction with it, wouldn't it? Like dissolve it away or something. That's probably why they don't do it. Yeah, same for me. It's as a B, this one. I do like them actually, as I say, but they're just yeah, they are kind of middle of the road one, really. You could almost say that would be a baseline one. But as I say, cola bottles, everyone knows them. I think that was the correct baseline to go. But as I say, it is a lower one than normal. There we are. Yeah. Interesting one. Yeah. So jelly beans, yes, jelly. I actually quite like jelly beans. I didn't think I used to like them, or I didn't think I would. But some of them are better than others. I like ones where they're a bit soft. I think there's what's it called? Is it Jelly Belly? There's one company, and there's the Jelly Bean Factory. I think it's the Jelly Belly ones I prefer. They're a bit softer than the Jelly Bean Factory ones. Could be the way around, but I'm quite sure it's that way around. Yeah, and yeah, so I like them to be a bit soft. I don't like them to be too hard. They're still quite soft, the Jelly Bean Factory ones, but they're just a bit too hard for me. It just requires too much jaw on them. Yeah, so it can depend on the jelly bean, but I do like them. I like all different flavors for sure. I don't like those horrible flavored ones you can get. I mean, I think I had some of those, not really thinking they were going to be that horrible a flavour, but they are literally like, they have like rotten egg flavour and skunk spray and stuff like that. Literally that, that kind of thing, and vomit and stuff. And they literally do cat food, and they literally do taste of it. I thought it was just going to be like a sort of just a jokey thing. I guess it's a joke, but not really taste like them. But they literally do taste like. I remember having one. I don't think I'd actually looked at what the flavours were. I think I just bought them thinking, it said like warning, these contain crazy flavours or something. I didn't really take it seriously. I just remember having one thinking, this tastes horrendous. I think it was a rotten egg one I'd had or something. Yeah, so yeah, I don't recommend those. It's probably good for like a one-off joke thing with friends or something, but yeah, they're horrible. But nice jelly beans, I do like them a lot. And yeah, it used to give me, one of some foods give you we used to get spots and things. I think jelly beans was one for me. I don't know if it still does it, but yeah, just did that. I don't know why. It seemed to anyway. I don't know if it's coincidence, but I still like them. It's worth it. So yeah, I don't know if they're quite an S one, these ones. I don't think they're special enough to be an S. I think S doesn't stand for special, by the way. It's just the top ranking. Although it technically is special, I guess. I do like them though. I do like them. I think I like the different flavours and things. I think they are a good one for sure. I don't know if they're quite. I think it's just about you can get them outside of a pick and mix. I know you can get all of these in like Asda do little bags of things and stuff like that. I'm sure other supermarkets do as well. But I do have these outside of pick and mixes generally, and I think it has detracted slightly from the special feeling of having them. I think, but it's not just that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just that slightly. I just think they're not quite as exciting as other things, basically. Yeah, but I think they're definitely nice, so it's definitely an A for those. They do work very nicely. I do like them. Yeah, some things in pick and mix are just special, really, and some things just work like the white mice. They're just the strawberry mice, I guess. They're just very, very typical pick and mixes, and that's why they're at the top. But I'm not sure if the taste is an S as such. It's the whole experience of having them and what they do and what they give to the pick and mix. I'll say that sort of palate cleanser being a bit different than everything else. Just having after all these sort of chewy sweets or sour sweets or whatever, just having a bit of chocolate and something a bit different as well. Just really adds to it. I like it. Yeah. All right, we've got milk bottles next. So these ones, you might think this is white chocolate like the white mouse, but it's not. It's like a weird, again, chewy sweet. It's a chewy one, as I say, very odd, and it's obviously not in the same vein as the cola bottles either. It's literally like it's as if it's made of milk almost or something like that. It's chewy. It's not liquidy, but it's just got something different about it. It's a very different taste again, and I like them as well. They're very much a typical pick and mix affair, and I do like them. Very odd ones though, very odd, as I say. Some of these you do wonder how they make them, and whether it's particularly illegal, but the kind of chemicals that are in them. But I do like them, yeah. Milk bottles, they're very interesting and very unique and very much a pick and mix staple, really. Again, they're not ones that sort of blow your socks. I don't think they're quite an S rank one, but they're definitely up there. I think Yeah, I think C for sure, nowhere near that. I think they are above these. Well, I think they're an A ones. Well, yeah, the an A. I think it's the texture that works for it. They're like a chewy. I say they are chewy, not like chewy as in um, the cola bottles. They're almost like a bit more like the foamy sort of side of things, really. But then slightly different again as well. And they're weird. They're very much their own thing. Yeah, they're like a sort of cross between maybe a bit like the sort of the cube um, dolly mixture and one of these, and maybe yeah, a bit like a cross between a cube dolly mixture and one of these. So they're very distinct. So I think for me it's an A. Yeah, yeah. I think they're just really nice. They're just different, unique, very special, very much their own sort of thing. Very different than all the others. Yeah, I like those a lot. They're just distinct, and I think that's what brings it, makes them, yeah, more special and puts them in the A rank. Definitely quite an S rank though. But I say, it's difficult really. You could argue that the mice are sort of an A1, but I think it's just, as I say, it's the way they fit in with the rest of it, the way they're chocolate and things. I think they just work very well. I've got these mushrooms now. Have they called anything else? Or just called mushrooms? Yeah, they've probably got a special name, but no, basically it's like a foamy mushroom. Not quite as foamy as those, I don't think, but they are a bit of a foamy one. They seem to have a bit more aerated than the others. Not sure though, difficult. I think for me they're a bit. They're okay, you know what I mean. They are sort of a bit of a sort of a foam staple. But I think the flavours are slightly better than the. I don't think they're too dissimilar from the toothbrushes and gums or whatever they're called, teeth and toothbrush or whatever. I still have no idea where they came from. Very strange ones, but yeah, you can get them, as I say. But these mushrooms very quite similar actually to those, to be honest with you. But just slightly different flavours and things. Yeah, they're nice. I like them, but I think probably still a B. I think they're just they're not sort of they are what they are, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, a B one. They're just very similar to the toothbrush and gums ones, I think. Slightly different, I'd say, but more or less the same. They're nice ones to have, though. I do like them. Yeah, I like them. They're nice. I've got these pencils. They're called pencils, these, I guess, because they look like the unsharpened pencils. And they get these in a variety of different flavours. Strawberry, I think, bubble gum, probably apple or something. All sorts. We get them in lots of different flavours. I've just put the strawberry ones here, but I am sort of encompassing them all here. They do taste really nice as well. They've got a lovely strange consistency about them, actually. So nice and chewy, different than all the others again. Different from all the others again. Really nice. Yeah. I do like them as well, and you can get, I think you can get them in Asda in like bags of them as well, and they're really nice. And yeah, you just chew and eat them all very easily, and yeah, very tasty. I do like them a lot. Not really one that they're very difficult for pick and mix though, especially if you go into one place with a cup like Tesco or whatever, where you buy the pick and mix there, because stuffing them into the cup is almost impossible with these. I mean, you do small ones actually. You can get ones that are like maybe an inch long or something, maybe 2 centimeters an inch or something. So they're obviously the ones to go for if you're getting them in a pick and mix like the ones you get in supermarkets here in the UK anyway. But if you go by weight, of course, a bit different then. So they are, yeah, they're nice ones. I like them. I don't know say if they're sort of. I think as pick and mix, as I say, they're just a bit too big. They're not, they don't quite fit in as well. You have to be very careful how you put them in the bag and stuff. Or whatever. Well, if you're going for, if you've got a container, as I say, you just pay for the cup size. Very difficult to fit in there unless you get the smaller ones. I guess you could manipulate them and whatnot. I'm not sure you're allowed to do that, but you could break them up, I guess. I do like them a lot. I think come in lots of lovely flavours as well. I think they're an A for me for sure. I do like those. I do like them a lot. Yeah, very nice. Now here's ones as well. These are called what are they called? Belts. I think these ones are. These are belts. Yeah, these are rainbow versions. We get them in all the different individual flavours really, and they can be quite long ones. These ones they can be really sort of like that long or something, or even a lot longer. Because you eat them, you can have a bite of them or fold them up in your mouth, which is what I used to do. So just sort of like curl them on top of each other and then just have it all in your mouth at once. Very nice. Yeah, the rainbow ones are typically got. You can get the sour ones. These rainbow ones I think are sour ones actually. I think you can get fizzy ones as well generally. Yeah, I like these. As I say, they are sour ones. I think generally the rainbow ones. At least but you could probably get different varieties and things, just fizzy ones. But yeah, I'm going to assume these are sour ones basically. But I do like their taste. They never come. They're always fizzed or soured. These ones. I've never seen them without without sort of like a sugar sprinkling with fizzy sugar or whatever it is, or sour or whatever. Yeah, they're both nice either way. Actually, I do like them. They're very good. These ones, yeah, they're very good. I do like them a lot. I think I say especially sour. I think the ones in Asda, I think you're doing the bags are sour ones. But I do like the colours and things. I say they are really nice. And the way you can sort of, so you get these are small ones you can get, but you can get them in big long ones as well. I like the pencils, you get in small ones or long ones as well. Yeah, I do think these are really good. I think yeah, I think for me, I think they're an S actually. I do like those. They're really nice. They just, I say, just that fizziness to them, the texture, the chewiness of them. They're quite chewy, as I say. If I didn't say I am now, I didn't say. Yeah, and like the different flavors you can get as well. The rim ones are nice. The fact they come in sour or fizzy. I don't know if it's always sour. But I'm sure the regular ones are fizzy. But I say, yeah, I think the rim ones can be sour. I do like those. Yeah. Really nice, really nice. Those ones, they're definitely a must-have for pick and mix for me. But I'd say they are ones you need to put at the top. Even the small ones you need to put at the top because, as I say, they won't. They could obstruct passage down for other smaller pick and mixes. That's if you get the cups. I'd say. I think getting the cup. I know a lot of people went to the cinema to get pick and mix, but the cup ones are really good actually in supermarkets. Because you know you're not paying through the nose for it. You pay, you know what you're paying up front. Not paying all this £10 for pick and mix, you know, stuff ridiculous like that, which can happen, you know, if not more actually. Yeah. Then we've got these bonbons as well. These are sort of like a weird one. These ones, they're kind of like these are the one where the consistency grates on me a bit actually, but not as bad. But it's like a sort of, they're quite soft. They look like they're going to be hard, but they're actually quite soft. And you've got like a sort of sugar coating, it's sort of fruity flavour. Not too bad actually. I'd say just the consistency sort of gets me a bit, but they're not too bad. Not too bad. I think for me they're probably, yeah, basically they're just quite nice to have. A bit different again from all the others. Yeah, yeah, I like them. I like them. They're just a bit. Let's think. Yeah, it's just something about the texture of them. I think for me, I don't know. They have chocolate in them. I think you can get weird ones with chocolate in, but not these ones. These are not the ones I'm thinking of anyway. But yeah, these are sort of like just a chewy centre basically, just like a very odd. Yeah, very strange consistency really to them. I do quite like them. I'd say quite chewy, different flavours. That sort of outer coating of sort of like an icing sugar is quite nice as well. They don't blow my socks off though. I think for me they're a B. These ones, quite a solid B. Those. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice, but they're just a bit. Don't know, just something about the texture. I'm not a big fan of the consistency, but still, but I still like them. I do like them. Just yeah, I think once I've really sort of got them and eaten them, they're not too bad. So I've got these, yeah. So people have noticed, well, you might remember a couple of my reviews. I think I might have reviewed the Perky Nana's Australian dairy milk bar. And I've got another one to do with Pinky in as well. And I think basically what it is it's their equivalent of the sort of like shrimps and bananas, basically in chocolate. Now these are foam ones as well. And they're quite distinct flavours, and I think foam banana are banana flavour. I'm not sure the shrimps are not shrimp flavoured. I think they are just strawberry or raspberry or something like that. I do like these a lot actually. These are very much a staple of pick and mix. They're just ones that I guess you sort of you just they're sort of the ones that you are very typical pick and mix ones. If you go to pick and mix, these are sort of ones that you would not really see. I know you can get them in, let's say, bags in Asda now and stuff like that, but they're just very distinct flavors, very typical pick and mix affair, and I do like these a lot actually. It's sort of very cheap. I'd say the foam ones through and through are just foam. They're quite big as well usually. They can be sort of like the bananas can be about that big. Shrimp ones are generally a bit smaller but sort of wider. Yeah, so they are quite big. You can get small ones, but they are pretty big. So these again are ones you put at the top of your cup if you go to Tesco or wherever, or other supermarkets. I'm not sponsored by Tesco or anything like that. It's just that's where I usually get this pick and mix from. Yeah, these ones for me. Yeah, there's quite a lot of S's in this one, and this is another one. Yeah, I do like those. They're a must-have for pick and mix for me for sure. Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah, so now we've got these blue bottle affairs. Now these ones are a bit weird. I think they're basically bubblegum flavour basically. It's sort of chewy, not a foamy one, but chewy one. Nice, and they're covered in like generally covered. Well, I think the always are covered in a fizzy covering as well. Quite nice ones. These ones are quite. The flavour's okay. Fizziness, I prefer sour as I say, but I think fizzy works for this one because it's bubblegum flavour. The flavour's a bit of an odd one. I do like to have them. The ones I sort of like to have, but pops don't have loads of them. Yeah, I do like them. I think they're just a bit too sort of. Yeah. Don't know. Are they a bit too middle of the road for me? Not sure. I like them. Yeah, I like them. I think they're just a bit sort of. I don't know. They're not the best. They're like a bit of a jack of all trades one, I think is the gist of it. They're not the best sort of fizzy one, not the best chewy one. But these sort of, so you kind of get them, but there are other ones that you prefer. Like I think I prefer sort of, well, maybe others in the list are coming up and things like this, the chew from some others, or the foaminess from, the shrimps and bananas or whatever, or even the milk bottle ones, that sort of texture and consistency. These are bits of a combination, perhaps a bit more sort of like a cross between the foams, like the toothbrush ones or whatever, and the milk bottles a bit. Yeah, they're a bit different anyway. But I do like them. I like them. They're not my favourite. I think they're sort of, not quite an A, I don't think. They're not far off it, but I think they're more of a B than anything else. I mean, I prefer them than some of these in here, I think. They're a bit more distinct, but yeah, I think they are a bit more of a, just a bit more of a B than anything else, I think. We've got Smarties, well, another chocolate one, and these ones are great for pick and mix, I say, in the cups, because they go right to the bottom. You can just get loads of those in there. I think these are quite nice Smarties to have in here, actually. I think they're not, are they really pick and mix? I know jelly beans, you could argue, are they pick and mix as well? I feel like Smarties perhaps aren't really pick and mix as such, but they are ones that are always there. It's just they are, but you generally get them elsewhere, but they do work well with pick and mix. But are they, you know what I mean? I feel like the sort of, it's almost like having sort of mini eggs in pick and mix, if that makes sense. As nice as they are, is it really pick and mix? I do like them. As I said, they do give a bit of a change from all the sort of gumminess and things. I wouldn't say they're quite as special as the mice, though. And the mice ones are sort of very, very interesting and very much a pick and mix staple and very unique to the pick and mix experience. You know what I mean? And I think it wouldn't be the same without any in the S rank, really. Maybe some of the others as well, but specifically the ones in the S ranks. So is it an A or a B? I feel like I don't know. I must run out of space on the B line as well. I don't know what happens if. I'm not sure what happens if we fill that line up. Will it be able to cater for more? I don't know. I think Oh, is it an A or B? It's close. I just don't feel like they're A's. Are the A's? Are they better than these? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say, we'll see. I'm going to put them as a B for now. I think, I don't know. Hard one to say that. I'm really caught in two minds there with that one. I'll leave them there for now. We'll see. There's been a few upsurge of B's. I don't look at that, but leave it for B for now. We'll see what happens. If I'm forced to move on because I can't fit any space in, maybe I think, okay. But I think I am close to an A with them, I have to say. Maybe we should be able to fit more in. What would happen? Oh, there you go. It just goes on to another line. Okay. There we are. Look at that. So we're okay. Yeah, we're all right. I'll leave him a B for now. I think he is quite close to being an A, though. I think he is quite close to being an A. It's just more. I think it's purely the fact that they're not distinct pick and mix things is what's keeping them in a B. You can and often do get them outside of pick and mixes. So that's why it's more in a B, I think. Yeah, but just about. Got sour snakes. Now they do put these, Asda do sell bags of these. So then, like, a little bag of super sour snakes. Super sour snakes. There we go. Could say it. Super sour snakes. Super sour snakes. Yeah. There we go. But so basically, as they do sell these in packs, and I would buy these actually. These are the ones I'd buy. I'd go in and buy them. I do buy some of the others, sometimes jelly beans actually, but just because of small cheap bags, it's like £5 for a pound, 5 bags of them. So I do like these a lot actually. These are sour. They're basically sour ones. The jellies. They're nice flavors. These are, I was gonna say A grade for me, but S grade. Yeah, I like them a lot. Really nice. Just really nice actually. Not very big. They are quite small, but really nice. I just like them a lot. They're just very tasty. I love the sourness of them. I love the fruitiness. Just really nice. Yeah, I really like those a lot. I see quite a few S's in this one. We've struggled for S's in a lot of other tier lists, haven't we, really? But there's definitely there's more S's than 3 of the other tiers. So yeah, not bad at all. I've got the Straubs as well. Now these do come in fizzy coated ones as well. basically very chewy, sweet actually. Different chew than other ones as well. Not the same as like the cola bottles or these dummies. More similar to the milk bottles really. Maybe these sort of bubblegum, whatever they're called, blue bottles. I think the bubblegum. I'm quite sure the bubblegum flavour, but I could be wrong on that. The consistency of them is very different, and I love these actually. These are I remember I think news agents when I was at university used to sell them individually. Bizarrely, well, I guess that's what it used to happen actually. You used to get pick and mix in just news agents and things. Don't really see that anymore. But you did, you did. I remember, yeah, they were called penny sweets at the time, but they often weren't pennies, and like 5p or something, but they were still called penny sweets. And I remember at university, this news agent still sold them, and I used to buy just these ones. I think they might have had the fizzy ones as well, I'm not sure. And that's where I realised I really like them. They've just got a lovely taste, lovely consistency, lovely texture. Really nice to eat. I don't think there's any difference in flavour between the green and the red bits, just has a nice, refreshing strawberry, fake strawberry taste, I guess. But I do love them a lot. I particularly like the fizzy ones as well, but they're gorgeous even without the fizz. So these are another S. Dropped in the wrong place. Another S, yes. Really nice those, yeah. Yeah, really nice. There's lots of S's here. I wouldn't say I'm the world's biggest pick and mix person either. I don't have it that often. But I do like it a lot, and I do have it. And some of them are really nice. Yes, these are not relative to other things, by the way. These are relative to themselves. So this is in comparison to the other pick and mix sort of sweets. So it's not like not like for like. So I rated something an A in another tier list video. It doesn't mean it would be an A on here. So bear that in mind, by the way. I know kind of before I was saying I was keeping the same T as S, A, B, C, and D, just to keep them consistent, but it wasn't so you could do a comparison like that. It was just to sort of keep it just consistent for using it basically. Yeah, so I just mentioned like the super sour snakes. I think I said it right almost. So these watermelons as well, they're basically sour ones as well, sour watermelons. And another one I like, but I don't think I quite like them as much as the snakes. Basically, I think it's just the flavour or the size of them or whatever. Doesn't quite do it for me as much as the snakes do. Those are really nice. Even the rainbow belts as well, perhaps. Yeah, I just prefer. They're not always sour. Well, the rainbow ones are sour from what I experienced, but even the fizzy ones are belts that are just different flavours. They're different flavours, sort of like a specific one colour flavour. They're still an S1 for me. But yeah, these ones I don't prefer them as much. They're nice though. I have had them. I do like them. They're not really a classic for me. It seems to be more of a more recent affair. These ones, and these are the soft chewy ones, by the way. You can get some hard ones, I think, but that's not what these are. These are soft chewy ones and sour ones as well. So yeah, I know there are hard ones out there, but yeah. So yeah, this is not them. Yeah, I think for me these ones, I like them, as I say, but just not an S1 for me. I don't like them as much as the snakes. They're just something about the flavours, I think. So it's an A for me, these ones. Yeah, they are nice though, but they're just not quite. There's just something different about them I don't quite like as much as the ones. I think it's just because they're a bit thicker. Maybe it's the flavour. I'm not sure, but yeah. Still nice though. Still an A for sure. And when I got to the last one, can you believe it? So I think there's white chocolate stars, these are called. So basically white chocolate like the mice, but they got sort of like little sorts of hundreds of thousands on them, or little balls or whatever. More like little balls really. Maybe these are what they refer to as dragies, I'm not sure. So there's a few. I think you get like little penny ones as well. They're pretty much like a button with the same thing on them. These are a bit thicker, these ones, but they're both the same thing. I do like these a lot. They're not, even though they are technically the same as the sort of like the chocolate mice, not quite special for some reason. I don't know why that is. Even though I say it's the same kind of white chocolate and things. I think the chocolate mice are just the fact that they're shaped like mice, and you get the strawberry ones as well. I don't know. But there's something a bit more about those. I don't know what it is. But I do like quite a little crunch of these sort of like little fruity ball things on the side of them, little candy. They are basically dragies, I think, or dragies, whatever you'd say they are. So D-R-A-G-E with an accent E, I think, or E and E with an accent, and then S, of course, if you pluralise it. Interesting one, these ones. I don't know where to rate these ones, actually. I feel like they're not too different from the mice, but they just don't have the special feeling about them on those. And the size as well. Yeah, I don't know, just something not quite the same, even though they are very similar. I don't know what it is. Yeah, funny one, that one. So you'd think maybe they'd be an A then, but I'm not really sure that they are even an A. I don't know. They're just not quite as special, but they do work in the same way. I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit hypocritical, really. But there's just something not quite as special about them. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I probably would prefer the button size ones as well. Actually, but it's treating them as the same for all intents and purposes here. I don't know, it's just something not quite. I don't know if it's just the fruity bits on them just detract from what it is. It's not a bad. Not. I don't mind it though. I don't mind those little crunchy bits on them, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not quite one thing or another. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not bad. Doesn't quite do it for me for some reason. I'm not too fussed about them. Yeah. Unless I do think they are probably nice in a lot of these really. Yeah. I think they are nice in a lot of the B rank ones, just because of what they are. But it's just something. I just don't feel the need for them. I feel like I get the hit from the sugar, the white chocolate mice, and perhaps it's just other things really. So while I do think they are definitely a better one of a few of these, like the toothbrush and teeth ones, the mushrooms. I do feel like they're probably still a B, so I'm going to put them in the betas. The beta's expanded. Look at that, crikey. As for the Smarties, they could almost be an A. On another day, I might have given them an A, but I think it's just they're not as special again. They're just a bit like these. It's something that's just pertinent to those. Doesn't mean it basically means they're just not as high as they probably should be insofar as just actually what they are is concerned. So, if it's the Smarties ones, they're just not that special. I know you can get jelly beans elsewhere, but I mean, jelly beans, you don't often get them, well, maybe a bit more nowadays, but I still associate them more with pick and mix. I don't really associate Smarties with pick and mix. And I feel like, I think that's probably why they're just a bit further down. They're just not as special, really. And these sort of star ones here, they're just like a bit of as I say, sort of a combination of other ones, the mice. Not really any of the other things with the fruity bits, but you get that sort of hit from fruity flavour elsewhere, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. They're nice, though, but they just... I don't know. I don't feel like they're as good as the sum of their parts, basically. Yeah. Don't know, an odd one. Bit of a weird one, that one. Maybe a bit hypocritical, like I said. It's not like the white chocolate mice are much different, but it's just something not quite special about those. And it's, yeah, I don't know. I say the mice do come in strawberry variety as well. But yeah, it's just something special about the mice. I mean, maybe the shape as well. Just something about them that sort of screams pick and mix, whereas the stars, it just doesn't quite work as well. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah. So there we are, got to the end of it. Yeah, so there are laces as well that I've not included with this one. I don't think I'm not bothered about laces really any generally. I think it would have probably been a B or a C laces, to be honest with you. So they're ones I probably would have included next if I had to include one more. But as I said, there's quite a lot of pick and mixes, sort of, yeah, a lot of more sort of things you can have as part of pick and mix. And, so where to draw the line, I'm not sure. I feel like laces, though, are a bit, I don't know, I don't generally... I think the reason I forgot to put them on is because I don't really think of them as a pick and mix one, even though they are. I don't know why. Just there's something, I don't know, something. Yeah, I don't know why it is. I'm not sure why. Can't say, but I think that's why I forgot to put them on. But I probably should have done really. But I think for me they would have been a B or a C really. So they are the one that I perhaps would have liked to have had. But yeah, there we go. But as I say, I had to draw the line somewhere. There's so many others that you could have in here really. There was loads of others I could have had, and I'll say the fizzy equivalents of other things as well and stuff like that. So yeah. But there we go. Yes, let me know what you think. Yeah, there's only one D. I say that was the UFO ones or the flying saucers. Not a big fan of those, but yeah. I say it's just the consistency doesn't do it for me. But yes, but yeah, let me know what you think if you agree with this tier list or not. We have an interesting one, a bit more diverse as well. That's for sure. Quite enjoyed doing actually. Yeah, so thanks, Sharon, for suggesting this one. Very, very much appreciated. Yeah, really interesting one as I say. Could have done hundreds on this. Yeah, so I'll say a bit, a bit frustrated I didn't put laces on really. I think that's the one that there isn't really an equivalent, on there. But as I say, I think it would have been a B or a C. But there we go. Just have to pretend to put it there. If I do a part 2, maybe I'll do that then. But I don't think, I was thinking maybe I could do a part 2 of this, but I think it might be just going a bit far really. I don't think there's any need to go any further. But, I think it's just because a lot of them are just similar things, but just slightly different and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. But there we are. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for chatting as well if you're there, of course. Yeah, leave a comment or free if you've not been in the chat, or even if you have. Yeah, it's been really nice. I'm sure I always enjoy chatting, hearing your comments. Hope you enjoyed this, as I say. Leave a suggestion or two if you can think of any other tier lists you'd like to see. It can be anything, of course. Usually chocolate related would be the best. I mean, anything chocolate related or sweet related, that would be fine. That leave a suggestion or free. I've got a couple of other ideas as well, of course, but it'd be great to hear if you've got anything new or just what you'd like to hear as well, even if it's the same as what I've already thought. That just reinforces the fact that it would be a good one to do. So yeah. Right, so thanks very much. I'll say hopefully I'll see you in Discord as well. Links in the description. Discord server, great place to chat to me and the other folks in the community. Check out the member program if you've not done so already. But I'll say leave a like, leave a comment. And subscribe if you haven't already, as I say, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.